pick here. Tav.
Oh my God! What a goal!
Man. What a goal that is, by the way! What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and as you can tell by the title, in today's one we're just going to be going over the 5-0 win there against Lincoln Red Imps and just picking out the main highlights of it. A recurring theme here I know, but again I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that tuned in to the watch along. We almost hit 500 viewers in our stream today. We had a concurrent viewers max of 490. Throughout the majority of it we were over 400 viewers, and the support I was absolutely blown away by, and we got a lot of new subscribers. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It's completely free for plenty more Rangers videos coming. We're on the road to that 5,000 subscriber mark. But anyway, let's start this off by going over a team. And McGregor started today. You're still feeling confident. It's amazing to have got the choice between two great keepers. And I think it's the way it is. I don't necessarily think it's dropped. It's like McLaughlin's been dropped for this game. I think it's just sharing the goalkeeper duties because they're both so good that it's like harsh to keep one on the bench. But I think McLaughlin will be straight back in for Sunday, and McGregor never had much to do today. You see him come off his line a few times, like keeping the play going quicker, which McLaughlin's very good at. Maybe McGregor's actually still, like you say in football, you never stop learning, and maybe that's something that he's again into his game to try and steal that main first place spot back from McLaughlin. But I do think McLaughlin will start Sunday again. His main thing McGregor had done was a save from point blank, a volley. It's a bit of a weird one how it came about, because Edinson, I don't know if he had a shout behind him or not, but it was a Red Imps chance, and it was just swung at the box, and Judge ducked under it at the near post and just put the defence in all sorts of danger. I don't know if it was a shout behind him. I'd hope it was a shout from behind him and didn't just decide to leave that, but regardless, McGregor was there to save that, and that was the only real time he was tested. Going over the defence, it's quite hard to actually judge them on games like this when I've not really had much to do, but that's just a sign that we've played really well. We've not had much defending to do. You talk about Tav. Again, he was really, really good, and he opened the score, and it's brilliant that you've got to play like that. And we missed that from him chipping in the goals. We've seen it in the past with him scoring free kicks, and it's brilliant today because when Lincoln are defending so deep, literally with every man behind the ball, you need that moment of magic, and sometimes you can't always just walk it in and get that pretty goal like we go for. Sometimes you just need a free kick, set piece, a long shot, and Tav was there to provide today, and it was an excellent free kick. Talking about Bonner on the other side, I was actually quite surprised that he started, not because I don't think he's our number one fullback, but I just thought it was maybe a good game like Kent to give Bonner a bit of a rest. Obviously, you don't want to rest too much of your main team because you want to make sure that no slip-ups happen, but I thought Callum was more capable enough to step in today, and it was a chance for him to show a bit more of what he's about. But anyway, Bonner started and he was brilliant today. Looked back to his best, was causing all sorts of problems with his delivery, never looked troubled defensively, and of course picked out Connor brilliantly at the back post, which scored this goal. Connor swings it in. Oh, yeah!
Let's go!
Connor gets his goal. Who said that? Someone had said that in the chat earlier. Big Connor free at the back post. Lovely ball in for Bonner. Yeah, you've got to give credit to Connor for keeping composed and hitting that on target, but he was unmarked. It was horrible defending from Red Imps, but Bonner done brilliantly to pick him out again. The two centre-backs today, solid enough. The only real threat they had was just counter-attacks, because they weren't playing like any good football. It was just one man getting the ball and sprinting, and they caused us, like, they got away from players a couple of times in the first half. In the second half, I think Gerrard really nailed that down. And when they were countering, we just had like 3 or 4 guys swarming the one player that was counter-attacking, because that was the only way that you could see them getting anything from today's game. But both of our centre-halves just ate that up all day. Our midfield duo today was Arfield and Kamara, and I thought first half especially, Arfield was absolutely magnificent, going forward, providing that extra run, being that awkward person to mark, providing great through balls as well to attacking players, and he's really pushing for a spot in this starting 11 right now. Like, as a Rangers man himself, it's good to see him doing well, and he'll be determined to win a starting place back in Gerrard's eyes, and he's certainly done himself no harm in the past 2 games that he's played in. Like, the second half I thought he slowed down a little bit, but that was because I think maybe he was told to stay back a bit more. We don't need to be as adventurous and actually help cover with Kamara more, but the two of them, they really just strolled the game. So our attacking players today, Kent was rested. I fully backed that decision. He's been absolutely on fire in the league. We shouldn't really need him to go and beat this standard opposition, so keep him fresh for Sunday, where I have absolutely no doubts he'll come straight back into the team. And it was Stuart that kind of got brought out the cold to have a chance, and don't really think he took his chance today, to be honest. He had Barker out, he had a reboy, like all them would usually be ahead of him. Jones still completely out of the squad. Was he even included in the Europa League squad? That's actually something I'm not too sure of, but anyway, I don't think he done brilliant today. He had one little chance, which was a good save later on in the game, but yeah, I don't think he'll be breaking into the first team anytime soon. Going on to the other two, Hadji was really good today. I actually liked him. Unlucky not to get a goal or anything today, but he was involved in so much, winning his dangerous free kicks all over the place. Roof, it was brilliant. His link-up play, you're really starting to see what type of player he is, and he's starting to really gel with the squad. Like, I really was impressed by his link-up and movement. Really, again, really unfortunate that he picked up that injury. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. It just kind of looked like a niggle because he walked off fine, wasn't limping or anything, so hopefully it's just a precaution rather than anything else. The sub as well was quite strange because it was Patterson who came on. You were thinking it was just going to be Morelos coming on. It's just a straight swap. But Patterson went on, left you going, what's happening with this formation here? But it was something that you've seen a few Rangers fans in the past campaigning for, and it was to move Tav up to right wing. But yeah, I think they were just trying to save Morelos for Sunday, but it was just kind of weird. We didn't really see much of it. There wasn't much time of it. But in the second half, Tav came off for Morelos, and it was just a weird substitution overall. We'll speak Morelos in a second, but we'll start it off by Itten here, and I don't want to write the big man off too early, but not involved in too much today. He never really had any proper chances that he created. It was 3 headers that he had that were on target. They were all brilliant crosses in by our full-backs, but he was unlucky with them. There was every single one of them was kind of straight at the keeper, while one was a looping head at the back post, but nothing too dangerous. Again, I don't want to write him off too early because he might still be one of these players that takes longer to settle in. Like Ballner, for example, wrote him off in his first season, then he came brilliant, but yeah, it just wasn't a brilliant game from the big man. Luckily though, we had another 2 strikers today who were absolutely on form. Of course, Roof was good before he came off, but I'm talking about Morelos and Defoe, and I'll start with Morelos, and he looks hungry, he looks happy, he looks fit. I don't know what's going on in his head, but he seems to be really happy to be playing for Rangers again. 2 goals, brilliant. The first one, brilliant free kick into the box, lovely head back. And it was him and Defoe in the right place at the right time. Brilliant predatory instincts to be there and tap that one in. And the second one was Defoe and Morelos link up. It was a brilliant counter-attack. Defoe plays an excellent ball in behind for a brilliantly positioned Morelos, who dinks the on-rushing goalkeeper. It was brilliant. It was composed, and how many times I say brilliant, but it was brilliant. But on a serious note as well, that's the sort of chance that you usually see him just blast without thinking about it. But he was calm, he was composed, and if he stays and he keeps up this form, you're talking another 30 goal season for Buff. Defoe, who came on for the last half an hour, looked pretty sharp as well, considering especially the length of time that he'd been out for with his injury. And his goal he took was great as well. It's just, you just know what you get from Defoe. It's always goals, goals, goals. If he gets that chance, he's going to score. It's just getting him into that position to actually get the goal. But it's good to see him. It'll do his confidence a world of good. Not that he would ever doubt himself, because you know what he's done in his career, but great to see him coming back and getting a goal right away. But overall, just to round it up here, delighted with another clean sheet. The defence is just, it's just a breath of fresh air, considering what we've had to deal with the past couple of years. Excellent to keep that run going. Hopefully we can keep that going on Sunday again. The confidence is flying. We've got William next week, the Dutch side, who we'll travel away to in the Europa League, which will be a harder game. They just beat Progress 5-0 as well to advance on to play us, so don't think that game will certainly be a walkover, but us playing our best, I'm still confident and I have no doubts that we will put them out. But that's all I'm going to talk about in this video. Again, I want to thank everyone for the recent support on the channel and in the watch-alongs. But if you haven't already, subscribe. It's completely free. We're on our road to that 5,000 subscriber mark. Like the video if you haven't already. We'll catch you in the next one.